Okay, so starting on all fours. So we got our knees underneath our hips and our hands underneath our shoulders. So what we're looking at here with the width there is the knees are a little bit wider than the hips and the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some rocking. Okay, so we're going to go through and do about 10 to 20 repetitions of this movement. So trying to keep the upper back nice and flat, looking straight ahead, rocking forward to the hands, rocking back to the hips. So really focusing on letting the shoulder blades glide, or keeping the shoulders nice and packed, letting the hip capsules glide. We shouldn't be getting a big stretch in the adductors in this position. If you are, you might just need to go a little bit narrower with your stance, but we really want to focus on feeling the transfer of weight between our knees and our hands and feeling the front side of our body engaging to aid in that weight transfer. So all the while the spine is staying nice and straight and the hands and the knees are steering the movement. So we want to once again move through this for about 10 to 20 repetitions to really mobilize the hips, which would be really great for the lower back, really great for the hip capsules, and also really great for the neck as well. So we're going to move into our head nods. So the same sequence as what we're doing in the half cobra. We really want to focus on that same cue there of pulling our armpits towards our hips and trying to use the hands to draw against the ground to pull the chest through and keep it nice and open. So we're going to get into some extensions there, look down in between the legs, look up through the upper back, search with the eyes, and work through about 10 repetitions. Now, if you're feeling this one a bit in the wrists, you can adjust the hands a little bit more forward, even to the point that they're 45 degrees in front, and then just shift your weight a little bit back towards the knees and the hips a little bit to take up a little bit of the load. Once the wrists get a little bit more mobile, you'll be able to get them directly underneath the shoulders here. So the exact same motion we're looking at as the half cobra. So really focusing on looking down, looking up, searching, getting the movement from the upper back to the base of the neck, to the middle of the neck, to the base of the skull, trying to avoid any pain in these positions. As you can notice, the first part of the movement there, I really focus on keeping my chin tucked in and then unraveling it at the end. And that can be something that will really help you make sure that you don't extend through the base of the skull too early in the movement. So we're going to move into the head rotations, the same ones as we did in the half cobra position. So looking up, reaching across to the hands, reaching across to the knees, and looking at that opposite foot, trying to keep the head up and looking over the shoulder as much as we can. So we're just going to move a little bit more front on so you can see this one. So you can see how much we actually reach across the body. So get a little bit of a rock, get used to that weight transfer. So eyes up, eyes across, reach through the hands, reach through the knees. Always initiate the movement from the head down. So when I start, I want to feel like I turn the head and I feel like my neck gets the stretch, then my upper back gets a stretch, then my lower back gets a stretch. So I'm really winding up all that fascia there and trying to get some segmental movement occurring through my cervical spine, then my thoracic spine, and even down into the lumbar spine. Okay, so one little cue you can focus on here is as you rotate to one direction, if I'm rotating to the right in this case, I'm pushing my left shoulder forward, I'm pulling my right shoulder back. And as I go across the other direction, I'm pushing my right shoulder forward, I'm pulling my left shoulder back to create a little bit more of that rotation and lateral bend through the torso. So we work through the same amount of repetitions as what we were working through on the head nod. So we're looking for about 10 to each direction. Okay, so that's 20 in total. All right, so that's the quadruped neck mobility and activation sequence. And this can be really great for the whole spine and the whole front side of the body. Enjoy.